My friends, y'all see that green text right there? Your biggest grade of the year so far will be on Friday. We're having a test on the stuff we've been learning. Solving, notation, segment addition, midpoint distance, counter examples and conditionals. Yeah, what do you mean already? All right. Yeah, it should take less than a month. All right. So, test on Friday. You should have a 47-degree angle. Again, this is made using a protractor. So, what's over here? I'm showing you I showed in class how to use the protractor. So what I'm showing on the recording is just a sketch of what it looks like. Okay. So we are going to do some notes on vocabulary, and we pass this out. What about it? You can do, yeah. I haven't found the grade book yet. You can turn it. Oh, I'm sorry about that. All right. All right. Okay, here we go.
She stole my protractor.
Don't do that. Okay, here we go. Is everyone listening? At the top here, we have our learning intention and our success criteria. You want to be able to identify angles and all that jazz. Thank you. Okay, so acute angles. Y'all heard this word before? Acute. Okay. Obviously, it sounds like acute. So you think of cute, you think of small, like a little tiny chihuahua. So cute. So it's an angle whose measure is greater than 0. Shh. And less than 90. So go ahead and use your protractor straight edge to make some nice angles. Okay. Anything that's less than 90 is acute. So it's so cute because it's less than 90. Okay. Obtuse. Now that sounds like obtuse, right? Uh, I used to have a funny Family Guy clip I'd show y'all. Y'all want to see it?
Yeah.
All right. Being obtuse, or greater than 90 degrees, but less than a whole straight line of 180 degrees, right? Or am I being obtuse? All right, so like 130 degrees is obtuse, okay? Whatever. Something greater than 90, but not 180 or greater, okay? Now here's something. Imagine you have a pizza and it's not cut yet, and you cut yourself a little slice, and you remove the slice. What's left over, that huge almost circle that looks like a Pac-Man head, that's what a reflexive angle reminds me of, okay? Don't know what Pac-Man is? Is that too old school?
I used to watch when it was in Mexico.
Wait, there's a show?
Yeah, there's.
Wow. There was a Super Nintendo game I played back in the day. But check this out. It goes this way. Instead of the small angle, it goes the other way. That's a reflexive angle. So it's greater than 180, but less than a whole circle of 360. Reflexive. What? I just told you.
Yeah, sure.
It's like an angle going the bigger, longer way. This way. What? All right, right angles, exactly 90 degrees. Y'all should know that, right? So draw yourself a nice right angle. That's horrible. Let's try that again. This is slightly less horrible. 90-degree angle. Stuff you already know, right? Hopefully. Straight angle, like it sounds, is a straight line, 180 degrees exactly, okay? So, I mean, it's in the name. Straight angle, straight line, basically. 180 degrees. This one was what? 90 degrees. Back up here to reflexive. Let's give this a number. It could be like a 300 degrees, more than 180. So big, but not a whole circle, 360. Does everyone have the front page of your notes donezo? Get it? And then flip it. We're halfway done. Look at that. These are, so we talked about the angle types, and now let's talk about the angle pairs. Cool if I move it. Okay. So, adjacent. Ready? Two angles that are adjacent have a common vertex and a common ray. I would just say they're next to each other. They're like next door neighbors, okay? So this is M201. Next door is M203. We are next door, but we share something. We share a wall. You know, they can hear me banging on that wall. Maybe you live where you share a wall with someone. It's like, be quiet. All right. Or whatever. Okay. So adjacent just means next to each other. So check this out. If I got an angle like this, they're going to share this vertex and be right next to it. Those are buddies, next door neighbors. Okay. They share the ray in between them. They share the vertex, that corner where they touch. Okay. So adjacent just means next to each other. And that gets us to a linear pair. A linear pair is a special case for adjacent angles. Okay? But they are adjacent angles with non-common sides that are opposite rays, meaning they form a straight line. Two angles right next to each other, touching, that make a nice straight line. It's in the name, linear pair. So here's how you can draw it easily. Draw a straight line, and then in the middle of it, you can just draw a ray coming out of it. I'm not going to move. But these two angles are right next door. They share a ray and a vertex, but they make a nice straight line. Linear pair. Cool? Okay, vertical angles. They are non-adjacent. Formed by intersecting lines. These angles are across from each other, not next to each other. So, for vertical angles, I would draw two lines crossing, and when two lines cross, it kind of looks like an X, right? So you can draw yourself two lines that kind of make an X. And I'm going to put an arc here and an arc here. Those angles that are right next to right across from each other, these are called vertical angles. Now here's the weird part. They're not always vertical, like literally up and down. You can have angles that are left and right. You would still call them vertical if they're across from each other at the intersection of two lines, okay? So vertical angles. Complementary angles. When I see complementary, I think of a compliment. We all love getting compliments, right? Cool Stanley thing. Cool Stanley thing.
No.
Cool hair.
And I'm with the
Nice guayabara, Mr. Gonzalez. Very, very tropical-ish. Or not. I don't know. Well, anyways, I tried. So we like compliments. Compliments, they're not wrong. They're right. Like a right angle. And guess what? Complementary angles add up to a right angle, 90 degrees. Oh my goodness. Okay, so two angles measures that have a sum, meaning they add up to how many degrees? 90, because giving a compliment is the right thing to do, my guy. All right, so here's an example. If you just draw a right angle and have a ray coming out of it, these two angles right next to each other make a right angle, which is 90 degrees, right? Pun intended. Hey, right?
Yeah. See?
Talking to you. Now, they don't have to be adjacent. They could also look like this. Okay, that's horrible. Let's try that again. You could have like a 40-degree angle and a 50-degree angle that don't even touch. They're still considered complementary because they make a right angle if you added them up. So handsome, so nice, so amazing. What about supplementary? That's what's up. All right. Instead of 90 degrees, it's when two angle measures have a sum of 180 degrees, which you should know makes a straight line, my friend. So here's an example. A linear pair is always going to be supplementary because they make a straight line of 180 degrees. Linear pair, line, 180. But if they don't touch, they can still be considered supplementary. You could have like 60 and 120. Any two angles that add up to 180, you can call them supplementary. All right, last but not least, y'all know what perpendicular is, right? When any two things form a right angle, it's too easy. Perpendicular line segments are rays that form right angles. So intersecting isn't always perpendicular, but when they intersect and make 90, it is perpendicular. Now, your assignment, you don't have to groan because it's literally every time, all year long, till May. All right? So, practicing this, there's going to be some, bless you, there's going to be some angles on here. I want you to give as many vocab words that apply to this, okay? So, for example, if you see a linear pair, those angles are adjacent and supplementary and a linear pair. Like, there's more than one answer, usually, okay? So try to fill this out to the best of your abilities, and then we'll be turning that in. If you need to make up something, I'm going to get that to you here in a minute when it comes to quizzing. All right, you may begin when you get it.